This is a continuation of the GeoSketch Tools video for the Pitched Roof Tool. In this case we have an image that we imported from Google Earth, and we'll scroll over to look at this particular house. We'll select our roof parameters. We're going to build a hip roof, and we'll use our construction profile of the ridge, because we'll use the center line of the ridge to define the profile, and our construction plane will be at the foot. And we'll use, we won't use any texturing now, we'll just build it in white and then apply the texturing later. We'll go to our roof tool and confirm that we're at hip style, ridge profile, and foot plane. And when you use the ridge for a hip roof, because that is a kind of a short ridge line, you need to make sure that you get it lined up accurately. So we'll start it here and go to here and extend the width of the roof out. Right now is where it's convenient to use the transparency tool so that we can see through that roof to the textures below. And now we'll switch to the ridge construction technique, and we'll get our perpendicularity. We're perpendicular to the other face of the roof, but it doesn't matter because we're using a horizontal. And we'll extend out that, and we'll make the eave match. And then we'll do the same thing here. Start here, get our perpendicularity, and we'll make that eave match as well. At the front, we'll start at this edge, get perpendicularity, and make the eaves match. And then on this one, I don't think the eaves match. Oh, there they do, but I'll hold down the control key and not have that inferencing. And then we'll come over to this side, we'll go from here out, and on that one we'll make the eaves match, and then from here out. And this looks like it's a multi-level roof, so I'll hold down the control key to turn off the inferencing and select there. And I'll go from here out, and also make this a multi-level roof, and then from here out, and on that one I'll make the eaves match. So now I'll turn transparency off and turn perspective back on, and I'll hide this layer. And then at this point we will select all of that geometry and use the intersection tool to intersect it with itself. So we intersect selected, and it creates all those edges. We get some redundant edges which we can delete. Those faces are actually coplanar. So if we select this edge and delete it, and this edge and delete it, oops, this edge and delete it, and we can look around to the other side. And there are some extra edges as a result of that intersection, but because the faces adjacent to them are actually coplanar, deleting those edges is okay to do. Alright, and if we want to apply the geotypical textures, we'll go back and say geotypical material, and geotypical material we have Spanish tile and white stucco textures. And we'll select this and do the apply geotypical textures. Okay, now I'll do a new model. No, I don't want to save that. And in this case I'll import a nadir image. This Providence, Rhode Island nadir image. And there aren't too many pitched roofs in here, but there are some up in this top corner. And we'll zoom in there, we'll go to our top view, and we'll turn perspective off and scroll over here, and in this case we'll build a hip roof, and I'll use this nadir selection. We'll select the choices that are typical for working from a nadir image, which is the eave profile and the foot plane, and we've got the hip style. So we'll use our tool and select the corners. And let me make sure that I had selected geospecific. Yeah, geospecific texturing, okay. And select that, and now we've got a geospecific textured building. We can go over to this roof and do the same thing. And when you see the edges like that, it means that we've selected the wrong type of construction technique. So I'll select the nadir and go back to the top view and select here and here and do that roof. And that's the conclusion of the pitched roof tool. Turn perspective off.